Peace and blessings, and thanks for stopping by Stindy Farms. I have one question for you today. Are you ready for cold and flu season? Today, I want to show you a plant that will help boost your immune system and help you tackle some of those colds and flus that are coming down the pike. Now, remember, I am not a doctor and I am not giving medical advice. I'm not even an herbalist. I am a farmer who believes in the importance of preserving the traditional remedies and medicines that our elders used for hundreds of years. Now, if you want to take a deeper dive into wellness and you want to explore integrative medicine, I will link a wellness center below that has helped me tremendously in my journey of health. So, having said all that, let's go.
Standy Farms.
Hey y'all, I'm going down to the creek. I want to show you what we planted down there. You hear my dogs? They want to come too. This is their favorite outing, is coming down to the creek. But we're gonna walk down and I'm gonna show you what we planted. All right, so we're down at the creek and this is the plant I'm looking for. This is elderberry. And as you can see, this is a baby plant. It's not that big, but this plant can grow upwards to 15 feet. And you can identify it by the pointy leaves. You can see that they're serrated and it's a compound pattern. And the reason why we planted it down here, you guys, is because this plant loves water. So when you're walking by lakes or ponds or streams, look out for this plant because you might see it. This is the elderberry plant. There is wild elderberry growing down by the creek as well, and you can see that it's actually taller than me. Elderberry is used to boost the immune system and help ease colds and flu symptoms. It is packed with vitamin C, A, and B, as well as amino acids. It can help reduce inflammation in the body. Elderberry produces a white, fragrant flower in early summer. That is replaced by clusters of dark berries. Both flower and berries are most commonly consumed today. Remember to cook your elderberry, and remember it grows in clusters, unlike pokeberry, which is poisonous. Pokeberry grows from a stem like grapes. Do not confuse the two. Hey y'all, so we're back in the house and I'm going to show you the two ways that I use elderberry. The first way is a tincture, and it's not rocket science, y'all. It's very simple. You just take your herb, which is elderberry in this case, and I did not have any fresh elderberry, so I used a product that is a dried elderberry. It's wild crafted, which just means they went out and picked it from the wild. And I got this from Amazon. I can't even tell you how much I paid for it because it was last year sometime. But you take that, put it in a jar. In this particular case, I added some ginger root with it too. And then you cover that with alcohol. So I used the 80 proof vodka, set it in a cabinet for 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. And then you want to strain it, get all of the solid matter off, and use the liquid. This will last for years too, by the way. So this is one way to do it. If you don't want to add alcohol, you can always make a elderberry syrup. And in this particular case, I use Michelle Lee's recipe from her book, Working the Roots. I love this book. This is such a fascinating read. She goes back to the elders. This, I think, takes place in the 1980s. She goes into rural South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. And she talks to the elders. She sits with them. She chronicles the things that they ate, the things that they used for medicine. And it's all in this book. I would suggest that you get it. And one of the things that's really profound to me is that she really talks about the things that kept them well. Because a lot of times in our culture, we look at the food that our ancestors ate, and, it's become comfort food for us. It's, the chitlins and the pig feet and all those different things. But we don't balance it with what they did to keep well. And remember, back in that time, they were eating things that, were close to the earth. So even though the food was not the best, it still was clean compared to what we're dealing with today. We have so many toxins that are coming at us from the water, from the air, the GMO foods, all of those different things. So, and then just the stress of living, in, this chaotic world. So it is so important that we remember that it's the little things, it's the everyday things that we do, to keep us well. It's the tinctures, it's the syrup, it's the things that we make for ourselves. We are our best advocates when it comes to health. Unfortunately, the medical system has really been corrupted, in my opinion, with the pharmaceutical. The doctors are saying that the pharmaceutical companies are really dictating to them. So, the whole thing is upside down. And we have to take our health in our own hands, which means that, creating these different tinctures and medicines are important, but the balance of our health comes from what we do every day. You can't eat McDonald's every day and then expect to take something like this and it work. These things come alongside of, your being hydrated, your, eating well, your sleeping well. And then they boost your immune system even more. So, having said all that, elderberry is really good when you're at the onset of a cold. So if you, feel that little tingle in your throat, or you start coughing, that's the time to take this. The properties in elderberry will bind to the virus, and it will keep it from spreading. So that's why you want to do this with the onset of it, as opposed to waiting till you're in full-fledged flu to start this. All right. So having said all of that, please like and subscribe, comment, tell me how you use elderberry, and peace and blessings.